Look at that. This is me here. This is me here. All right. This is me here. So you wake up at 2 a.m. to go and do this all day long. There is absolutely nothing motivating about this. Not in the moment because it hurts. It's very painful. Absolutely one of the worst times of my life. Some of the worst years of my life. And then not only am I going to be in pain all day long with no sleep, I also am expected to get up and be motivational, be encouraging. And it was the hardest thing to do. The hardest thing to do. I mean, I don't know about many of you, but even as like an entrepreneur who's trying to like build themselves up and be a better person and like set this morning routine, wake up early, cold plunge and all that BS, all that crap, all that stuff. It's very necessary. I'm going to say I'm not taking anything away from that. But even all that stuff, waking up at 2 a.m. to go do this all day, to scream and yell and run around 20, 25 miles a day, 20, 25 miles of running a day, not motivational. Get no meals, get no chances to eat, not motivational at all. It sucked. All right. And in the morning time, I wake up after maybe 2 hours of sleep to put on the same clothes that I just sweat in for 20 hours, knowing that what was the point in even washing and drying it last night while I was trying to sleep when I know I'm just going to get back in it and within 15 minutes, I'm going to sweat completely through it again. So it drains you of motivation. And this is one of the most motivating careers in the world. I look back at this, I'm like, man, the inspiration that I had for these children, or that I had on these children. Well, I mean, they're men, right? 18 years old plus. But it wasn't motivation that got me up every single day. It wasn't motivation that got me up whenever my leg was broken or I had stress fractures and I continued to still push and go. It wasn't motivation that got me out of the bed at 2 a.m. It wasn't. I'm telling you, I rolled over every day at 2. Like, I hate this. Every day at 2 a.m. I hate this. Let me get up and go and do this. So what was it? What was it? What was it that got me out of bed at 2 a.m. to go and yell at 18-year-olds for years straight? What was it that pushed me to continue pouring more and more into other people, even when I had nothing for myself? What pushed me to go and inspire these young adults when I couldn't even shower or eat or wash my clothes? What pushed me? Responsibility, not motivation. Not motivation. I had a responsibility. Now, yeah, we can say I had a contract from the military to go and do this, but I could have very easily quit. Could have very easily done those kind of things. But I had a responsibility that was much more internal. My responsibility was to impact and change these men's lives. They wanted to have the life that I had. Well, the life prior to being a drill instructor. They wanted the Marine Corps life. But they had that life. And I made it my own personal devotion when I went through boot camp to be just like my drill instructors and change other people's lives just like mine and give and offer them exactly the lifestyle that they would love and want to have. And so many chances I got to do that and impact them. And that responsibility that I had is what pushed me, is what woke me up in the morning. I mean, there's a different level of impact. Oh my God. When you have and you understand exactly what responsibility you have so much impact. And it becomes so potent, especially in an environment like this, where I've got 3 months to take this 18-year-old from where they were in life to exactly where they want to be, and the massive transformation and change that they have. You feel that level of impact and influence on their lives every day. It is so potent. So you feel the responsibility daily. You wake up and you feel like I have to do this to change other people's lives. And it fills me. It fills me. And it's a responsibility. So I didn't wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning because I was motivated to go and do this. I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning thinking, okay, I'm going to rock this. I hate what I'm doing. I hate how painful this is. I hate that I got barely any sleep last night. I hate that I can't take the time to eat or wash my clothes or shower. But I'm about to go change some kid's life today. And that's why I have to get up every single day and continue to do the same thing over and over. And that's what pushed me to be successful in the way that I have been. That responsibility, that internal responsibility. Let me give you another example on the opposite side. When you don't have that responsibility and you don't have that motivation, you feel worthless. Worthless when it's time to step off to do the hard thing. You feel worthless, like you just don't have the capacity, the value, the worth to be able to do this. So much so to where when I did break my leg, obviously this is not a motivational job. Like it's very motivating to do and to see, but to be in it is not, right? So it's very hard for me to be motivated. But whenever I broke my leg and I could not work anymore, I could not be a drill instructor anymore, that part destroyed me so much because I lost my responsibility, because I could not carry it out anymore. And so I felt so purposeless. And could motivation get me up? Maybe, but it wouldn't do as much. It would get me out of the bed, but I obviously could not go and do this anymore because my leg was broken. So when you don't have the responsibility and you don't have motivation, nothing's going to get you out of the bed. Nothing's going to get you up. Nothing. It doesn't matter because you're probably going to feel worthless. And a lot of times that worthlessness, it shows up in the form of many other different things, right? It shows up in the form of lack of confidence. It shows up in the form of fear. It shows up in the form of anxiety, even, where you just don't take that step or you just don't start to do the hard work. So motivation, if you're expecting motivation to be the reason why you get up out of the bed and you go and do the hard things, you're going to be so very wrong, because that motivation runs out so quickly. Because motivation doesn't push you through walls. It doesn't push you through a wall. Motivation gets you to start the run. That's it. But you've got a responsibility that's on the other side of that wall that you push through. That responsibility is much stronger. Motivation is so fragile. It's so fragile.